Africa's rhino population remains under pressure, and illegal wildlife trafficking has been attributed to that drop in numbers. That's according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's African Rhino Specialist Group's latest report, which shows that there are just 22,137 rhinos left on the continent. That's compared to a population of 23,562 rhinos recorded across Africa in 2017. This decline in the number of rhinos has alarmed conservation groups.
Yeah, I think it's concerning. Wildlife in general is under increasing pressure because of anthropogenic or, the activity of people. Anything that we can do to reduce those pressures, even if wildlife trade isn't the primary cause of declines, it's something that we can control. If we can work on consumer demand, if we can shift to other alternatives, for example, with traditional medicine, if we can look for herbal alternatives that are available, anything that we can do to release the pressure off of wild animals from wildlife protection's perspective is going to be a huge step forward towards protecting and maintaining animals in the wild, which is where they belong ultimately.
According to the latest findings, the number of white rhinos in Africa dropped by 3.1% to 16,000 animals at the end of 2021. Black rhinos, on the other hand, increased by 3% to 6,200 animals. Some countries are now involving many stakeholders in the management and conservation of their rhino populations. Experts say such initiatives are beginning to pay dividends.
The International Rhino Foundation is very supportive of these community reserve programs, these collaborative programs, some of which, many of which actually are a combination of the private reserves that are abutting national parks and or in collaboration with national parks. But when we have to ask ourselves the tough question of where rhinos might be in 20 years, it's probably on private reserves.
In total, 2,707 rhinos were killed across Africa between 2018 and 2021. There were 1,588 rhino-related arrests made during the same period. The report indicates that rhino populations that are co-managed by local communities, the private sector and governments are performing far better than ones that are managed by a single entity, and that there are concerning signs that rhino poaching in Africa is returning to pre-pandemic levels.